Perfect. All right, last one here is invite. We've got it as listed as engage prospect as content creators, but I'm going to say invite people to your own media property and elevate them.
I love that. Yeah.
So like if you have a podcast or if you have a blog, you can invite them to create content, and so it's a win-win because they're providing content for you and you're offering them an additional platform to elevate their brand. So this is actually a really good outbound strategy too.
I love this. Yeah.
If you're trying to get in front of, let's say, optometry practices or something, and you sell optometry equipment or something like that,
Yeah.
like a really cool strategy would be to launch a podcast called Optometry Practice Mastery and just invite every optometrist that you want to do business with and say, you're really successful in Milwaukee.
Yep.
We'd love to have you on there. All we talk about is optometry, how to just kill it in optometry practice. And so that's a great way to, I like that as an outbound, but it's also good here for inbound people that are already engaged with you to go ahead and invite them in. And boy, talk about increasing on the know, like, trust. If you're giving, so you're not just giving them value, you're literally elevating their brand so then they can talk about how they were featured over here on this podcast or this video series, etc. So it's a really great way for the right prospect. You probably won't just do this for everyone, but for the right prospect, you really want to nurture that lead, and it's a good fit for your content. Like, invite them to produce content for you or be a part of your content on video or podcast.
Yeah, I love this. I think this is such a fun one because, and when you're offering them a guest slot, there's also the benefit to their SEO of having links in the podcast distribution pointed to their URL. Right. So if you have show notes, if you have a bio, any material that's being published, any of the podcast platforms that happen to allow outbound follow links, it's creating that network. So that's a way to that's how we do it. We package it up and say, hey, we want to put you on the podcast, and this is going to give you something that it's really got three big benefits. Number one, ego. They get to be featured. Yeah. Number two, inbound links and exposure that works for search engines. Number three, and this can be part of the deal of having them on your podcast or your other content, is you can ask them and insist that they plan to share the content with their social media networks. So think about it from their point of view. Hi, I'm part of company XYZ. We were really happy to be featured on ABC podcast. Yeah. And here's the episode. So suddenly you're getting your podcast out to their social media networks.
Yeah.
So, a real triple win.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. So this has been episode 71. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. Follow us, subscribe, drop your comments below. We love hearing from people through the podcast. And so thank you for everybody who gets into this content. We love it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.